from Boxing UK.
Right, mate. Yeah, you're right.
Hi, Ted. Just alluding back to the fight against Fitzgerald, Ted, we saw you, it must have been 2 or 3 hours after the fight, coming out of your dressing room after we'd interviewed Lewis Ritson. So you were in there a long, long time. Just how disappointed were you? And does that make you even more determined to put things right this weekend?
Yeah, I was disgusted and I was upset. But like I said, it's in the past. And as you say, I had a very bad year last year and I never had no luck at all. And that's just made me determined to make everything right this year. And it's made me a much better, much mature person and a much better boxer, because when everything's going good and pretty and well, everything, you don't really change much. But now I've had the chance to work on loads and loads of different stuff, and I'm becoming a really different fighter. Like, I've got so much different added to my style, so I'm looking forward to expressing it Saturday night.
Yeah, the fight against Fitzgerald, Ted, you surprised a lot of people with your boxing skills then.
Yeah.
So is that something that you're going to stick with, or are you tempted to go back to the come forward style, or are you keeping that a secret?
It's about doing what's right. When I get in a ring, the only thing I do is I plan to adapt to the style what I need to box that's going to win me the fight. When people would mention it, when I boxed Conway after the Garcia fight, if I stood off him, I wouldn't have had a chance for winning the fight. If I come forward against Scott Fitzgerald, I'd have made the fight a lot harder for myself. I do what I have to do to win fights. You know what I mean? That I box the way I need to. The only fight I didn't was Sergio Garcia, because I wasn't in there with no plan at all, because as whatever my coach told me, it was in one ear and out the other, because I was just torturing myself and punishing myself. But now, I know if I want, I can come forward and beat Sam. I know if I want to box on the back foot, I can beat Sam. I just believe I'm overall better, but we'll see on Saturday night.
Last one from us, Ted. It's a very different fight week to what you're normally used to.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do between now and the weekend? Are you having any of those Chicago town pizzas?
Nah, do you know what? Like I said already in a couple of minutes, this is the best camp I've had. Wise with the lockdown, everything's been just focused on boxing. And then again as well, this week is like, usually you're running around like a lunatic, collecting money for tickets and dropping last tickets off. And it's just nice to be in the hotel, relaxing.
Eddie said that recently talked to Scott Fitzgerald about coming back. Obviously he's had his troubles with himself. But are you looking for that rematch once Scott's ready?
Yeah, I'd love that rematch. But there's loads of fights. There's Scott, there's Anthony Fowler, there's James Metcalf. There's loads of fighters out there domestically. Plus, by winning this fight, the minimum ranking I'm going to get is number 5 in the IBF. Mm-hmm. What ranking Sam's got. So you just got to look at what opportunities come. I'm a lot older, a lot maturer, a lot more experienced. And now is my time to put a big performance in Saturday and push on with my career.
Final question for you, Ted. Give me a prediction for Saturday against Sam Eglinton. What happens?
I don't know when, I don't know what, but I believe I'll get him out there at some point.
Appreciate that, Ted. Thank you.
And we've obviously seen the pictures being beamed from the Matchroom social medias of the testing going on. But I wonder if you could take us a little bit closer to what else is going on inside the bubble. What's the atmosphere like? What challenges are you sort of facing in contrast to what it's normally like?
I don't know, you're just fully switched on or thinking about boxing. Do you know what I mean? I brought my Xbox and an Amazon Fire Stick with all like the movies and everything on for me to just be able to relax, see and watch some series and some films, play a bit of Xbox to kill a bit of time, and then obviously watch a bit of YouTube and stuff and watch fights and stuff. And it's just all about killing a bit of time. But for me, it's good because, like I said earlier, I'll just be darting around this week, doing 1,000,001 things. But it's been all organised and sorted out a lot earlier. Plus, I ain't had to run around selling tickets because there's no crowd. So everything's just been a lot more focused on purely boxing.
It's quite interesting that, because the rest in the lead up to the fight during the fight week is probably one of the crucial parts of the build up for you as a fighter. I'd say. So would you say that you feel maybe a bit more rested, maybe a bit more prepared because you don't have these other responsibilities going on?
Yeah, 100%. It's a lot easier to be organised. I've got a young family at home. It's hard sometimes. You got a baby crying in the middle of the night and stuff, and like it's just easier. It's a lot easier to be fully focused on boxing and switched off from everything else. Do you know what I mean? Normally, I'm not really into all the interviews and stuff. I'm just purely business, but I'm soaking up the whole atmosphere this time, and I think it's because how long I've got over all my addictions and stuff. So I'm actually now controlled my addiction, where that my addiction is now boxing again. You know what I mean? Like it was when I was a young kid and stuff. It's now boxing again, and I'm doing everything properly, and I'm soaking it up. And someone said to me, it's a really good atmosphere. And I said, yes, I think it's by far the best build up to a fight. But really and truly for me, I don't normally take no notice of none of it and don't really care about none of it. Like even a lot of the massive shows I box on, I just see some posters of this show and I said, you couldn't sort me one out, you know what I mean? But normally I don't care about none of that stuff, you know what I mean? I just care about getting in the ring, having a fight, see it get paid, whatever. But now the main focus is about boxing again, you know what I mean?
Definitely. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you on tackling the addiction, as you said, being quite open and honest about it and dealing with it. So congratulations for dealing with that. Just a last one from me. I'm reading, or Eddie, I think Eddie said earlier that he's going to be turning up the sound effects. We're going to hear these thuds of the body shots coming in. What kind of experience do you think it's going to be for the viewer?
I don't know. I think what a lot of people do is when they come to a fight, they'll tell you their thoughts on the fight. And then when they watch it on TV, they have a whole different view on it. So I think you're going to get that second view at first opinion this time. So like their better view, was obviously they're getting carried away with all the sand from all the other people and stuff. So when you're at home watching it, you can focus in on the fight a bit more, sort of listen a bit to what the cornerman telling the fighters. So then they get. I think it's great to go to boxing shows and watch boxing shows, and obviously we need boxing fans to come to shows to keep boxing and sports going. But I think you get a lot more sort of focus just purely on the fight and the real result instead of getting carried away with swaying of the sand, the crowd and stuff.
No, absolutely. But thanks for your time. Best of luck on Saturday, Ted.
Cheers.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go ahead and do so by clicking this icon right here and hit the bell button so you can get notified every time we upload a new video. And we also have a free app available on iTunes and Google Play. So make sure you go and download that. Bye Fight fans.